Hello, welcome to Timberborn. As we continue working on our town, a little settlement here called Tumbleweed. Let's get started. So we're making planks. You're cutting wood over there. We only have 97 wood. So what are we doing? Okay, you can reach all that. There's a lot of wood up there. We're clear cutting this over here. Are we in a day 7? Oh, we're waiting for this to fill up. I'm like, why is it dry? Only 99 wood. All right, let's quit making planks. Because we need to, if we're ever going to if we're going to deal with the bad tide, I think we got to build this first, so that if we get a bad tide, we can at least maybe knock a block out here and divert it. Because I would be willing to bet that if we did not build this block here, we got a bad tide, and we knocked out a block here to get it out of our reservoir, it would flood. It'd go way, and it'd flood way over here. It'd cross the river, kill all the berries, come down here, and come way over here. All right, maybe not that bad, but it would do some silly stuff like that. Make you wonder, how powerful is a one node bad water tide? More powerful than good water. Yep, see the surges? So I'm really looking forward to update 4 with the new mode of transportation that they're coming out with. I hope that it kind of eliminates the distance travel penalties. I had a viewer one time ask me, why do you try and make everything flat? And the answer is because every time you go up, you not only pay for movement forward, but you pay for movement up. So it's costs you twice as much to go up. And so going up, the more elevation you have, the less efficient you are. The further away it's counted as your beavers being from home or from the district center. And so that's why I'm always flattening things out. How much further longer? Yeah, all right, we're going to probably run out of wood before we finish here. Because of that, the efficiency in travel, the penalty in traveling distance. But if that new travel mode allows us to go straight up here and out without any movement penalty for that, then why would you lower everything, make everything flat? 8. Got 7 there. Okay, so we may be able to finish this. With the wood that we have. %. Well. Looks like we're going to have to cut all this down after all. All right, we finished that. 64 wood. So now what we want to do is we want to raise this up. Okay, pause, pause, pause. Make that a priority. Otherwise, we'll have beavers run up here, come over here, work on this, and then get stuck. Oh, I'm such a cynic. Okay, now unpause. And the reason we're doing that, we want to unlock this. We want to move our water pump up here. Even though we don't have a level 2, we're going to raise it to level 2 eventually. I think I may, yeah, I said that before because that's why I had that. So good, we got a drought. So this will allow us to not be pumping water out of our little stream. We can pump it out of the reservoir. Oh, you've cut down all that you can reach. Oh, yay, these trees are coming in. So, I'm going to pause this guy. And let's build these two guys. Yay, our oaks are coming in just in time. Okay, so this will be a priority workplace. And we'll finish this just in time too before the drought hits. Okay, and then we'll do no, I don't know that we want to do that. Hmm. No, maybe. No. Oh. Yay. So happy. So happy that our oaks came in. We can now start working on this. Need some more planks. Okay, and so let's see. We also want. So what do we want next? Probably the gear workshop, huh? Yeah, then we do another and that. Okay. So that we eventually will get to that. To moving our industry over here. But first we have to prepare for bad tide. Because we still may get it at the end of cycle 4. All right, so while the beavers are working, I'll tell you about the case I was a juror on. It wasn't a criminal case, it was a civil case. Two parties suing each other. And it it led to many sleepless or restless nights. And I wasn't the only one who experienced that. Others on the jury said the same thing. So it's good to know that, that everybody's taking their part seriously. That it's weighing on people enough to make everybody have kind of restless nights. We need logs here. But it was very sad because what happened was these two individuals entered into a contract to kind of transition one from one owner to the next. Like at the end of this contract, one partner was going to buy the business from the other partner. So they went to the bank and they said, okay, so what kind of equity would we need to have in order for this partner to be able to get a loan to buy the company? And the bank said, This is the number. This is how much equity you need. So they drew up a plan. Unfortunately, they had a lawyer who didn't know the business they were in draw up a contract that was the plan to for them to work together and to build up for the one partner to build up equity while they were working together so that they could buy out the company at the end of the term. And so the lawyer, not really knowing the business, there were all kinds of just problems with the contract, all kinds of issues that weren't addressed, that should have been addressed, and things that just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh, that's already gone dry. And so but anyway, they had the contract drawn up, and then they went about their business and were doing well. And at the end of 4 years, whenever they were supposed to have which is when according to the contract, they and the bank, they should have enough equity. The guy goes to the bank, says, all right, well, I have this equity, so can I get a loan now? And the bank says, oh, sorry, we can't loan you the money. Unless, what you need to do is go back to your partner and ask him to lower his price for the company. So he goes back and the guy says, no, I can't do that. I can't lower my price. I want to sell the company and retire. And so why would I sell it for lower than what we had agreed to? And so the bank said, well, then too bad. We're just not giving the equity to the other partner. So the deal fell apart. And so whenever they were dissolving the partnership, the agreement, then it came to light that there were several breaches in contract. That if the transaction had gone through and the one party had been able to successfully buy the company from the other party, nobody would have paid attention to these breaches in contract. They were just kind of like everyday business, but if that people just do, it's like not sticking 100% to the contract. You're making business decisions without going and consulting the contract of what restrictions there may be or requirements may be. Why do I only have 35 water? And so our job was to determine, okay, were there breaches of contract? And if so, what were the consequences? What should the consequences of that be? But this is what I didn't like about the whole jury system, trial system, is they didn't tell us what it is that we were going to be deciding, what we needed to decide, until after the case was heard. So we're just sitting here listening to a bunch of garbage, at least by the defense lawyer, where it's just like, what how does that matter to this case? It makes no sense. And why do you keep asking the same questions over and over and over again, kind of thing? It's, but we didn't. Nobody told us this is what you should be listening for because these are decisions you're going to have to make. It seems kind of ridiculous. So the agreement fell apart. There were breaches in contract, and both parties were nice people, and they were trying to work together. And do a nice thing for the community because it was a business the community really liked and benefited from. So it was just terrible all the way around because nobody was acting out of malice. But whenever the contract was done and it was determined there were these breaches in contract, it's like, yeah, the other partner suffered because there were these breaches in contract. And the other thing is that the partner that owned the business had a wife who was somewhat involved in the business. She kept the books, and it seemed like she was hostile to the whole idea. Though in the stand she testified like she wasn't. But she kept saying over and over to her, I told them whenever they entered this contract that it was going to be between the two of them, and I wanted nothing to do with it. And she kept saying that. So not only at the beginning of her testimony, but throughout her testimony, whenever one of the lawyers would ask, well, what did you say or do about this? Or did you know? Well, I told them I didn't want to have anything to do with it. So she seemed a little hostile to the whole contract, the whole thing. And whenever it came time to dissolve the agreement, she was being very uncooperative. Like she did not want to give the other partner important papers that he needed and deserved from, the agreement. To the point where the husband, when he was giving his testimony in the stand, he actually said, well, I told her, I understand that you're upset that this did not go through, but let's try and make the dissolving of this as painless as possible and just give him the paperwork that he needs, which then, she relented and did. And so I also think that if she had not been involved and kind of got nasty there at the end about the whole thing, that there wouldn't have been a lawsuit. That if it was just the two guys, they were amiable and working together, they would have no problem solved the issue. They would have addressed it, and there'd have been no problem. But because of her actions, it kind of just added to the other partner's irritation with the breaches in contract. So it was pretty horrible. And in my opinion, what they should have been doing is they should have been suing the bank. Because it was the bank who said, yeah, if you do this, we can loan you that money, no problem. So really, why do I have 3? Okay, maybe because that. Like, why do I have 3 vacancies? Oh, also because this guy. Okay, you filled up the tanks. That's good. So yeah, I think I'd have been suing the bank. I'd have been saying, you told us, we have it in writing. If we got this much, if the partner had generated this much equity from the business while we were working together, you would give them the loan, and you failed to do it. And so both of them, in my opinion, it should have been a joint lawsuit against the bank. So it was my first time ever serving as a juror. And I hope to never again, because like I said, it was not. It was hard, and kind of it bothered me. Still kind of bothers me, the decision we made, which I believe is the right decision about the breach of contract and how much one party owed. But it's like we're punishing this guy for something he really wouldn't have been punished for if the contract had gone through, had been successful. And he had no ill intent. He was just an elderly man doing business as he understood business. But man, we ended up having this one juror who was an alternate, who was, it was like she was set out for vengeance. Yeah, it was like she was like, this is horrible and we've got to punish this other party. Okay, I think that we can remove this. Make that a priority pickup. Good to know we have no leaks over here. Okay. Going through one of the death waves, huh? And I know there may be viewers who are saying, well, build more houses, get more population. But I don't yet want to break the 20 population of 20 yet, which then would require us to put in another water pump. I don't want to do that until we can raise this up to level 2. So I hope that my little story there, while we're passing the time watching the beavers build, wasn't boring. You guys were like, shut up. We don't want to hear you talk. If so, tell me in the comments. Then I won't share any more stories whenever they come up like that. I won't share any more stories like that when they come up. All right, we've got enough planks. But now I think I've associated the game with that song. I picked a fine time because now that song's running through my mind again. It was like a week ago. All right, so I think we need to come up here and unplug this because we need to be able to add another source of water, and through a reservoir, hopefully that will create a little reservoir up here that we can use to replenish our little river during the droughts, because they haven't been long droughts, and the fact that it keeps running out of water, and then when we're pumping out of here, it's not like we're going to always have water to replenish this. We do have this. I suppose we could get rid of this now. All right. Now I think we have bad water proofed it. We have bad water proofed ourselves. Okay, now we've got 3 unemployed beavers. $15 planks. Let's build more planks. Day 13. Are we like not being able to keep up with our water at only 18? I'm thinking so. That's ridiculous. If that is so, that's ridiculous. Yep. See, I think that's yep. That's much less than what we had. All right. Let's make this a priority. You can stop your work. Let's make these a priority. Priority workplace and a priority build. Because it's ridiculous that we're running out of water at 18. Don't do that. Don't run out of water if only 18 beavers and 1 water pump. It's whenever you break the 20 number, it's got to be because we're so far away. I'm afraid of what this drought's going to bring. Because it seems like the other thing that occurs is once you have built the reservoir, like the game's pretty easy on you as long as you for quite a while. Eventually, it's going to get hard. You know, the droughts are going to get longer, but the droughts are kind of easy on you until you build a reservoir, and then the game's like, oh, now it's got water, so let's lengthen the droughts. Seems like that's what happens. And since it seems like that's what happens, then it must be what happens. I feel that that's what happens. Therefore, that is what happens. There's no question about it. We still have less water. Wow, I mean, they had babies quick. See if we can do this without getting stuck. So we'll make this high priority. this regular priority and this low priority. Let's see. Let's see if we can do it without getting stuck. Because I don't, that way I don't want to have to build another platform. Well, one of the things we can do, I think, is ease up on the lumberjacks. Well, let's ease up on this one. 6 days, see what I tell you. Is this our first 6-day drought? I think so. And again, I think so. So therefore, it must be so. I go back through and I look when I'm editing, may correct that, but I feel that that's what it is. So therefore, it is. Yay, we got wood here. So we're not traveling as far to get wood. But at least we got a drought, not bad water, not a bad water tide. No, you need to stop pumping. Because we're gonna run out of water, man. This is going to dry up. No doubt about it. So one of the things we need to do is we need to replace this with a floodgate so we can hold in more water than just the 50. That will go a ways in helping with the dehydration or the evaporation of the water from our one little riverbed. Let me do this instead. No, I don't need to do that. I can just do this. So we're going to pause these. We'll build a stair first. And, no. I don't want to do that. I do want to build this. Well, I don't need to build this, but I will need to build this because I'm thinking I need to get down here the entire way to build up the second level, but I can reach this from here. I don't need to like do this. I don't need to do that. How's that for being very descriptive? This, that a thing. Oh wait, did you build it? All right. Now, yeah. So now, want to say yes, no. Delete that path. Build that. That way, okay. I'm like all not thinking very long term. Cause yeah, now that blocked. I should have built that here. Do. Okay, so because now, let's see, yeah, now here. No, it doesn't matter now. Okay, now build that. Blocks them from getting up there, running around, and getting stuck. It's a tremendously hard puzzle. Yeah. Should have left that there. It's too long of a spot place for me to be putting water down through there. 2 more days. We're not gonna make it. It's gonna evaporate. We're gonna lose our crops. It's gonna be a choice between drinking water and crops. And so I will get to, after all, sing. You picked a fine time to leave us, Lucille. 18 hungry beavers and crops in the field. We've had some good times and we've had some bad times. But this time your hurting won't heal. Cause you picked a fine time to leave us, Lucille. Except for the song doesn't say because. All right, this project will be key to our long-term longevity and being able to keep water, pumping water here and water in our ditch. Calling it a river, but it's more like just a little ditch. 2 more days. I'm not worried about the trees. The trees will survive. I'm worried about our crops. Can we make it 1 more day? Maybe. Yeah. Hurry up. Hurry up. Okay, we could probably ease up on one of you pumping. Because I think we have enough water reserve where we can last. Oh, and then you can relax because we have 33. Oh, now we have 6 unemployed beavers. Okay, all right. Okie dokie, Timberborn. I did put 3 in there, did I? Yeah, no, 4, I mean. Uh-oh. Tree reserves starting to run out. We only have 274 logs. So I don't know that we'll be able to finish this project. But, let's see, did we run out of... Nope, still got water there. But that's something we'll have to see if we can do in the next episode because we are out of time for this one. Here, I'll take a shot of our reservoir in development. So hopefully you enjoyed that and you'll come back and join us as we continue. And if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, etc., please let me know in the comments section. And until next time, have a terrific day.